Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. As you see by today's title, I have another fall DIY video just for you that is really quick and easy and very affordable to do. But before we get started, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for taking the time to click on today's video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out. And if you can share it to at least one friend. Now, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. Right into our first DIY, which is by far the easiest. I have this vase filled with these sticks that I've had for quite some time. I actually thrifted the vase and spray painted it in a matte black, and the sticks that are in the vase is from a leftover scented broom that I had for a couple years now that I'm just using for decorations. The first thing I am going to do is take some of Dollar Tree's fall leaves and I am just going to hot glue them right on top of my sticks. I love these fall leaves. I use them every single year and I usually pick up 1 or 2 new packs every single year just to have on hand so that I can create more DIYs. I just love all of the greens, yellows, reds, and oranges, and I'm just adding a little dot of hot glue on the back of the leaf and placing it right onto my sticks. This is so easy, and since it is a little bead of hot glue, removing them won't be an issue. Once I was done placing all of my leaves onto my sticks, it is now time to decorate the vase. I have some of this decorative fabric from Dollar Tree that I absolutely love. It has mushrooms, fall leaves on there, and it's orange, which is my favorite color, and I just absolutely love it. I really wish I picked up like 12 more of these so I can make like a little pillow or something. That might be in a future DIY. So at first I thought I was going to wrap the whole entire vase in that fabric, but then I thought that was a little bit too much and I didn't really like how it looked. So instead I'm just going to cut off a small strip. This is about 5 inches thick, but you can cut it down to fit your vase however you like. Remember, these are just ideas to get you inspired. After I was done cutting out my strip, I did notice that it wasn't completely a straight line, which is totally fine. All I needed to do was tuck it under itself, and to hold it in place, I am using a bead of hot glue. As you see, all I needed to do was add a very thin line at the very edge, just so that we have a nice clean edge. Once I was done adding the bead of hot glue, I am going to attach it to my vase. Now, since I want this to be removable, I am pulling the fabric as tight as possible and gluing it onto the fabric underneath it. And then lastly, all I had to do was add back my sticks, and that completes this DIY. Moving right into our second DIY, I have 2 LED pillared candles from Dollar Tree. They were $1.25, and I really like these because they actually flicker like a candle. Now, they have new packaging, and for some reason this one was like really strong. I did have to rip it off. And then another thing that I noticed about these candles is that they do have a waxy outer texture, which is nice, but also not, just in case you wanted to paint these or do other things. It's kind of hard to attach things to the waxy part. Nonetheless, The first thing I needed to do was remove the packaging from it. Once again, I'm taking some of that fabric that I found at Dollar Tree for $1.25 that I absolutely love, and I want to wrap the candles as well. As you see here, that is what it looks like. I just can't get over that fabric. It is so gorgeous. I am cutting it down to size. Now for this one, it's about 3 to 4 inches thick, and once again, since I can't cut a straight line to save my behind, I am just folding it over onto itself just to have a nice smooth edge. Once I was done folding it over and gluing it into place, we are then going to wrap each one of my candles. Now whatever I do to the first one, I am doing to the second one, but I will only show you the first one. Now I did cut it in half because one strip of this fits both candles. So I am cutting it down to size, and once again I want this to be removable, so I'm pulling the fabric as tight as possible and just hot gluing the edge. That way when I want to change it for another season, all I have to do is slide it off. Again, the easiest DIY, you just need to wrap your candles. Here's how they both look, and we are going to put that to the side because I want to give them a little tray. Now I have this tray on hand that I purchased from Dollar Tree. They carry it all year long, and they have different sizes and shapes. The first thing I want to do to my tray is add little feet. Now I have these foam pumpkins from Temu that I received a few years ago that I'm just adding to the bottom of my tray using hot glue. Now you can use all different types of things to make your tray have little feet. You can use Jenga pieces, you can use beads, whatever you have lying around just to raise your tray. Totally optional, by the way. I love to have little feet on my trays. After I was done gluing down my pumpkins, I wanted to paint my tray, and I'm painting it in my home decor chalk paint in the color oatmeal, and I'm going to give that just a light coating all over the tray, on the sides and on the inside. Once I was done adding my home decor chalk paint in the color oatmeal, I then went in with my folk art home decor chalk paint in the color Java, and I added it right on top. I did use a dry brush, and I started blending it in with the color oatmeal just to give it a more wood like texture and give it more of that fall season vibe. Once my tray had time to dry, I wanted to decorate it. Once again, I am using Dollar Tree's fall leaves. I found 2 different types, and I absolutely love the maple leaves this year. They are so detailed, and I just love all the different colors. Now I wanted these to be more like a tray full of leaves, and then there's candles in the middle. So to do that, I am hot gluing the bigger leaves to the back of the tray using just a little bit of hot glue, and then placing the leaf down. Then I'm going to add my candles right into the tray. Now at first I thought I was just going to place all of the leaves on the bottom just as is. I didn't want to glue it down because once again, if I want to change it up later, I can reuse it. But I did add more leaves to the front of the tray, and I did want to hot glue those, so I did as well. Now I wanted one of my candles just to be a little bit taller, so I just found this little jar that I had on hand. I'm wrapping leaves around it so you can't really see it, and then I'm going to hot glue it into place. Then all I had to do was add my candles, a little bit more leaves, and that completes this DIY. Moving right into our next DIY, I want to paint another ceramic pot that I purchased at the 99-cent store. Now, I picked up a whole bunch before they went out of business for about 50 to 25 cents each. That's why I have so many. However, you can find these types of ceramic pots pretty much everywhere. Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, even the Dollar Tree. Now, it just depends on what type of pot size you are looking for. depending on which store you need to go to. Now, at first, I usually seal my pots and then paint on top of it. That way the pot doesn't soak up all the paint. I did not do that this time. However, I did go in first with my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Oatmeal, and I painted the bottom half of my pot using that paint. For the top portion and the inside of my pot, I am going in with my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Irish Green, and I do give each section about 2 coats of that paint. That's because I didn't prep my pot correctly and I had to use a little bit more because it does soak into the ceramic pot. Now, in my previous videos, a lot of you asked to make another scarecrow ceramic pot, so that is what we're doing today. I am going to sketch in my face with just a regular pencil, and I like doing this because if I make a mistake, I can erase it and try again, but you can always cover it using your paint that is beneath it. And I am just painting on a really cute scarecrow face. I started off with the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. After I have my sketch in, I did realize I wanted this scarecrow to have something a little extra. So I am putting in a little sunflower right on top. And once again, I'm just sketching it out just so I have an idea where to place my paint. When I was done sketching it out, all I needed to do was to fill in all of my sketches with some acrylic paints and some chalk paints. Now, a lot of paints will adhere down to ceramics, but what I've noticed throughout the years by painting the pots is that the Posca paint markers tend to smear when you put on your sealer. So I have a Rust-Oleum liquid sealer that I put on top of my paintings, and they tend to bleed when I put it on top of my Posca paint markers. Now, a quick trick to avoid that if you decide to start painting your pots is to maybe use a spray adhesive on top of your Posca paint marker and then seal it using the liquid Rust-Oleum sealant, or you could just use regular acrylic paint, because when I use just regular paint and a paintbrush, it does not smear. Now, as you see here, I just finished filling up all of this face and I'm starting to outline the eyes and the nose using a Posca paint marker. That's why I was letting you know that I do use a spray adhesive on top of it. Not adhesive, a sealer on top of it, just so that it doesn't smear when I add my liquid sealer. A lot of information that you probably didn't want to know, but I just wanted to share it with you. Next, I am going to start painting the sunflower right on top of our scarecrow little head here. I guess this would be the top of his hat. So I'm just going in with a mustard yellow at first, and I'm just giving it a base color with that mustard yellow. I will then add colors right on top of it and keep blending it until I got the desired look that I'm going for. While I am finishing painting up my scarecrow here, if you are new and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, we would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you, but don't forget to click that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. Now, if you know someone who is needing a little bit of fall inspiration, if you can at least share this video to that one friend, it does help push out my videos further to more people. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I really hope you're enjoying today's video. Now that my sunflower is finished, I wanted to give my scarecrow a little bit of rosy cheeks. So I took just regular pink acrylic paint, placed it onto my finger, and I'm rubbing it into his little cheek area. Then I'm taking black acrylic paint and I'm outlining my sunflower and anything else that needs to be outlined. And then lastly, since my scarecrow is partly material, I wanted to give him little dashes so it looks like he has a burlap finish, and that completes this DIY. Now, my first painted scarecrow pot has a friend, and I can really see the difference in my painting skills from last year. I really think I am improving. However, if you want to see the original video for the first pot, that will be linked down in the description box below. For our next DIY, I wanted to make a fall wreath, and by the simplest way to do so I just picked a wreath ring from Dollar Tree. It's their 14-inch one, and if you've been following my channel, you know that I like to wrap my wreath forms. That way, if I have to glue anything down to it, there is a place to glue it to. Now, this is totally personal. You don't have to wrap your wreath form. I just like to do so, and I'm just using some old burlap ribbon that I had on hand for years that I'm just trying to use up. So I'm just rolling it onto the wreath form. I will cut it down to size and hot glue it into place. To decorate my wreath, I am once again using Dollar Tree's fall leaves, but I wanted to show you that they have all different types. I thought I was going to use these burlap ones, which are absolutely gorgeous, but instead I am going to use the ones that I've been using throughout today's projects. I love these maple ones and the regular ones that Dollar Tree carries every single year. Now, to attach my leaves, once again, I am using hot glue. Now, if you live in a warmer climate area like I do, like Texas, I suggest using another adhesive along with your hot glue. A hot glue is just to hold it down to your project very fast, but if you use super glue, if it's a really hot day like it has been, the hot glue would start melting, but the super glue will hold it into place. Now, for video purposes and for my personal use, I am just using my hot glue gun, and I started buying the Gorilla Glue sticks again to hold everything in place. And I'm just going to start attaching all the leaves sporadically all over my wreath form. I will continue adding all of the leaves, but just leaving a little space over to the right as you see here. That way I can add a little wooden piece that I have on hand. This wooden piece came from Temu, but Dollar Tree does carry all different types of shapes and sizes of wooden pieces. I wanted to paint mine, and I'm using my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color vintage mustard, which is just this really nice yellow color here. I am going just to add a nice thick coat right on top and place that to the side to dry completely. Once that was done, I then found these sticker letters that was in my crafting stash, and I purchased these at Walmart. However, Dollar Tree does carry stickers, and if you want to use Dollar Tree stickers, you can. If you have a Cricut or a silhouette machine, you can always cut out vinyl stickers from that, or you can paint on whatever you want your wreath to say. I am just putting the letter M because I'm gifting this wreath to my parents, and their last name starts with an M, so I'm just putting an M. I did use a Posca paint marker and outlined the wooden piece, and I am going to attach my wooden piece to the wreath form once again using my hot glue gun. Now, once again, if it's really hot where you are located, please use some super glue so that it doesn't melt off. However, I'm just adding the M right to the side and pushing down until it adheres. The last thing I wanted to do was add a little bit more embellishments with some floral that I purchased from Dollar Tree, just to cover up some of those holes and give it a little bit more pizzazz, but that completes this DIY. All right, friends, that completes today's DIY projects for you. I had a blast. These were really simple and easy and very affordable to do. A lot of these items I had on hand, so I'm pretty sure if you go through your crafting stash or your decor for the fall season, you can pretty much do all of these DIYs with the stuff that you have. Now, remember, friends, I would love to know which one was your favorite down in the comment section below, and also let me know what is your favorite fall drink that you like to drink every season for fall. Mine would have to be the pumpkin spice coffee creamer. For some reason this year it is hitting me hard and I absolutely love it. But if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We would love to have you here, part of our virtual art family. And don't forget to click the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Once again, I do appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel, and to share it to at least one of your friends who love and need fall inspiration. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.